I missed that one. That was mine. Deal. This is okay. We can tell them. This is going to be a quick one. You got to listen up. Nice little run through. It's okay. There were some things that I didn't want to have recorded.
Ryan.
Yeah.
We're going to do it again.
Remember everything you said.
Red for record.
Red for record. All right, here we go. You ready for this? Now you guys know. Hello? Well, come on in. Welcome back to the podcast. We got a special guest in the house today. We got Ryan Parker wearing quite possibly the best hat he could have possibly picked out today. The Purple Cats of Wildcat Land. We got Ryan in the house. We got Dr. Parker in the house.
What do we got on tap, Mike?
We got on tap. What would your 30-year-old later self, however old you are, go 30 years down the road, what would that person tell you now? Going a little backwards from what people usually do when they think, so I'm 57 years old. People will say, well, what would your 57-year-old self tell your 27-year-old self? And I think,
buy more underwear.
Well, yeah. So I'm thinking that don't necessarily do a lot of good. That just takes me down Regretville.
Sure.
And so what I got to thinking, what would my 87-year-old self say to my 57-year-old self today, and then run with it? What advice could we take today?
Yep.
You know, we did a video last week about the new you.
The new you.
The new you.
60 days to new you.
60 days. It's got a lot of traction.
Repetition.
Yep. In a couple of days, it's over 1,000 views. And so people are interested in this as a subject matter.
Sure.
My whole thing, again, goes back to information without application is an abomination. So why would we talk about what we would do 30 years ago instead of talking about what we can do for 30 years or one day, whatever we have?
Right.
It's all about moving forward.
Yes.
And so
your
today,
87-year-old self would tell your 57-year-old self.
Yes. Yeah. And so today, and it kind of stems also from a quote that I saw from Mark Twain that says, I am an old man and have seen many a trouble, most of which never happened. Isn't that the truth?
Yes.
The life that we live in our minds.
And I know 3 people out there who just perked up.
Yeah. Say what? So the first one is this. So this is sage advice. This is just advice that I've found, that I've seen, that I've heard, and I want to apply it to my life. But the first one is this, that fear does not stop death. Fear stops life.
Boom.
That right there alone can be something that can catapult someone forward who is letting fear motivate. All right, demotivate, whatever you want to call it.
The
Control.
The existential angst, the anxiety, the tension, the stress that we all feel ultimately is rooted in a fear of death.
Yeah, and that's ultimately what Mark Twain is saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm an old man. I've seen many a trouble, but most of it was just in my mind.
Exactly.
It didn't actually happen. And so
many people are playing a horror film up here.
Yep. Being someone who is confronted with death often, because I officiate a lot of funerals.
Yes.
I will officiate as many funerals in just 2 or 3 months as most people will go to in their whole life.
Right.
That's just the reality. But the bottom line is that fear, again, is something that I want to just cast to the side. I have allowed fear to keep me from moving forward on certain things in this world that I would love to. If I was telling my 27-year-old self, I would say, don't let fear do that. Well, why would I let fear do that today?
Sure.
Why would I tell him without taking it myself and running with it? So fear doesn't stop death, it stops life. Number 2 is this. Never take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from.
Oh, that is so brilliant.
Why would you do that? We give away When we take criticism from people we would never take advice from, what we're doing is we're giving away our peace.
Yes.
We're sitting there thinking that we have to be a doormat. We have to give them, well, I got to listen. Or it's not even that I got to listen. You're sitting there like a fool listening when this person they're not in it for you.
Well, and that's the funny thing is that you'll see this play out. You'll see the person you don't respect. They will tell you advice. They'll tell you what to do. Hey, you should do it this way. You shouldn't do it that way. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. And we will blow them off and we will, what do you know? Blah, blah, blah. But if they criticize us, we will meditate on that for the next 3 days.
Oh, man.
And we will lose sleep. But we won't take their advice. That's so important. But we will take their criticism.
Yeah. That's great. That's a different twist on it. That's a different angle. Yeah. The reality is, isn't it amazing how we will absolutely take that one negative comment and it dominates.
Yes. Yes.
We can get 50 compliments, but that one.
Yes.
So we really would do well. My 87-year-old self is telling me today, think about who you allow yourself to think about.
Exactly.
Understand who it is that you are allowing. That's the deal. It's not that a lot of times if you are taking criticism from someone and it is bothering you, it's not because of what they did. It's because of what you've allowed.
Right. Everybody's got an opinion.
Sure.
And whose weight are you going to give, whose opinion you're going to give weight to? Mm-hmm. What you were saying basically is your 12-year-old self. Select who's going to be on your dodgeball team and leave the rest on the bench or on the sidelines. I mean, who are you going to give space in your head? Who are you going to, and if it's somebody, if you're taking criticism from somebody you wouldn't take advice from, that is just the definition of stupidity.
Yep. That's a fact. All right. Number 3 is this, and I definitely use this a lot. Light travels faster than sound, which is why you appear to be bright until you speak. Do you know the power of just keeping your mouth shut?
No.
Yeah. Most people don't today. But I think my 87-year-old self would tell me today, dude, you can have an opinion and everybody doesn't have to know it.
Sure.
But we're living in a world that's completely opposite of that.
Right.
Completely opposite of that. There's a proverb that says, better to keep your mouth shut and thought a fool than to open it and prove them right.
Exactly.
And so, listen, if at least more of us would practice the art of silence, there's so much strength in that.
There is.
I just really believe that. So, number 4. Ryan, how are you doing?
Yeah, good.
You ready for number 4?
Yeah.
Got it ready?
Yeah.
Here we go. Number 4 is this. If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice.
Boom. That is so true.
Oh.
That is so true.
I mean, that's one of the fundamentals. What do you want?
What do you want?
What do you want? Today, you're 30, however old you are, 30 years down the road, that person is telling you, what do you want? Asking you the question, what is it that you want? Now, we're only guaranteed today. But let's just say you have another 10, 15, 20 years. What do you want? What do you want to do with it? Get rid of all the excuses and go for it.
And that's the deal. Is the preamble to the Constitution guarantees the pursuit of happiness.
There you go.
And so you have a dream, you have something you want. If you don't pursue it, then you are sacrificing your dream. That's what you're saying is if you don't sacrifice for what you want, if you don't give up time on the couch, if you don't give up the vacation for the class, if you're sacrificing your dream. So it becomes the sacrifice. But if you sacrifice the work or the couch time or TV time for the other thing, then you're pursuing your dream and you might actually achieve it. And you mentioned in there you have 8 hours today. Are you going to spend that 8 hours pursuing your dream with the hope of achieving it?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you going to spend that 8 hours on the couch bemoaning the fact you don't have the dream?
Yeah, exactly. And I just want to take a moment to give a shout out to someone that I'm so incredibly proud of. And I might have talked about him on this before, but we call him PORKCHOP. He sent me a text earlier this morning that said he went to a job interview yesterday. This is a guy who used to, if he had an amazing job interview, he wouldn't go because he was convinced that he would never get it anyway.
Right.
So he had a job interview. He's going to start a new job in 2 weeks. He was putting his 2 weeks in at work today.
Yeah.
And he is moving on up. He's going to become a machinist.
Boom.
He's going to be running a lathe.
Dang.
He's got a $1 an hour pay increase.
PORKCHOP, you the man.
He is getting his GED.
Dang.
This dude has figured out that fear doesn't stop death. It stops life.
Boom.
And he's rocking and rolling. And PORKCHOP, I'm so very proud of you. So, a proverb, though, that I used to tell him is probably my favorite proverb. And it is this. This is number 5. Then we'll wrap it up with number 6. Number 5 is, as a dog returns to its vomit, so a fool returns to his folly. My 87-year-old self would say to my 57-year-old self, just go for it.
Yeah.
Make the changes that you want. Quit letting fear drive you. Run with abandonment after life. Go for it.
The man in the ring.
Whether that's one day, whether that's a month, a year, 10 years, 15, 20. That's not what matters. What matters is now.
Yes.
Number 6, this is the advice to run with. This is a nice, tight episode here. Do it now. Do it now.
What are you waiting for?
This is what we should be calling this whole podcast, is do it now.
Do it now. We're going to change the name of the podcast.
Do it.
Do it now.
Now, Ryan. Do it now.
Do it now.
Today. Boom. Oh. So go get it.
Thanks for joining us, Ryan.
You are looking good, my friend. It's a good day to have a good day.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in this week.
Mm-hmm.
Put Mike's wisdom into practice today.
Have an awesome week.
Do it now.